So we'll get started. So welcome everyone to our webinar today. It is the second one in a marketing boot camp series that we were doing this month. This one today is on engaging your customers with email marketing. So I'm Danielle Bauer. I am the Director of Membership and Education at the Coin Laundry Association, and I'll be the facilitator today. So we're going to go through a presentation, and then at the end, you can ask your questions, or I'm sorry, we'll answer your questions. You can certainly ask those questions at any point throughout. The way you're going to ask questions is you will type them into that question box that's part of your control panel. And that control panel is typically on the right side of your screen, a gray box. And if you go about halfway down, it says questions. So that's where you can go ahead and type it at any point, and we'll answer those at the end. This presentation will be recorded, so within 24 hours, you'll get an email with the full recording. So if you have to log off early or you want to go back and reference information, you will have that opportunity. All right, so our presenter today is Maddie Lapping. And she is the, although I think you said your title just changed, but Business Development Executive at Logical Position. And Logical Position is one of the companies that CLA works with as part of our CLA Business Solutions. These companies provide products and services typically at either a discounted rate, or they provide some additional services to CLA customers. So we'll highlight that a little bit at the end, a little bit more about that program. But with that, I am going to turn this over to Maddie. So let me change the presenter. All right. I think it's, I think it is yours. Yeah, okay. If you want to show your screen.
Awesome. And I
there
just want to make sure we're looking at the right screen, right?
Yep, with your first slide, how to engage. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, just with 3 screens, sometimes, you know, you never know. Well,
it's the right one.
Good. Nice to virtually meet everyone. So yeah, my name is Maddie Lapping. I'm one of the enterprise business development executives for my company. I've been with the company, just a little bit more about me, for 4.5 years. Our company has been around since 2010. We're a privately family-owned company, which is something that is important for us just in general. So the reason why I think it's really important to talk about email marketing, it's typically met with a few different comments. One, a lot of people think that email marketing is something that we just see it, forget it, and move on. Others, it is actually what we've noticed in the industry, 20% of additional conversions can be had from just email marketing alone if a strategy is in place. So, and I'll go more into that, but it is a very important channel, no matter if you're a laundromat company, laundromat owner, or if you're an e-commerce company. It's still going to provide results if it's done correctly. So a bit more about us. We are based in the United States. I am in our Las Vegas office, but we have offices all throughout the country. And we've worked with, you know, all kinds of brands, whether it be lead generation, whether it be, so lead generation being more of like driving foot traffic and people into a store versus online e-commerce. But why and what is email marketing? So like I just mentioned, email marketing actually has one of the highest returns among any marketing channel. There's a few reasons for this. One is it's kind of like, I'm going to use this example, but like it's taking shots that you didn't know that you were taking. And also for the fact that people will spend time on a website, and by just having a little push on, hey, I saw you on the website, what is it going to take to have you come back? It's going to build a little bit more trust with your brand. So because of this, and it's a pretty quick strategy. Like you will see those results very quickly because of the fact of how live it is on users on the site or users through whatever channels. So for the example, uh, email marketing can generally make like a 38x return based off $1 spent, which is really awesome. It does tie in to other parts of your online marketing. So when we're talking about things like open rate, click-through rates, conversion, spam rates, these are all things we want to consider, and they actually tie into other levels, that being, for instance, and I might get a little nerdy for a sec, but so a click-through rate is how someone's engaging with your emails. They'll click through that to go to the website and engage on your website. That's going to help your organic presence, which is also going to help raise your Google My Business rankings. So that's a really important part where that can help in that way. Now, what it's going to also do is it's driving more of that repeat customer to come back to you. So with the repeat customers, especially for those of you that do services like pickup and delivery, wash and fold, where someone actually has to reach out to you, this is when email marketing is really important, because if they're using you consistently, it's a great reminder to have them come back if they maybe forget once, to be like, hey, it's time for your next, like for you to come in next time. So what you'll see a lot is the term ESP. So ESP is email service provider. There are so many email service providers out there. The important thing is, and I'm sure a lot of you guys use different ones through your POS, but making sure that there's SMS, so text also being capable, because of the fact what that's going to do is not everybody checks as email as regularly. However, we are glued to our phones through texting. So if we want to create that same brand loyalty or trust, we can send that same reminder to a customer who it's time for them to come in again through a text. So again, just these options that you can be taking to re-engage past customers. So from the email marketing standpoint and on the website, we want to look at a few things: sign up forms, welcome series, newsletters, thank you series, and like customer winbacks. So a sign up form is, just like this. So there, and I'm sure a lot of you have something similar to, do you want to subscribe on my website? So a good way to increase those sign up forms is either by, maybe giving on like some type of, I know some of you guys with your loyalty programs, it's when you put your email in, you get the card, you get a free load of laundry. So things like that are ways to increase those sign up forms. Now, what should be happening right after is the welcome series. A welcome series is more of just someone understanding who your business is. And I know that may not seem like something that's so important, but if we want to think again about your Google My Business, about reviews, about how people see you online, all these things are done to help build that brand trust, which means, highlighting the amenities that you have can be done through that welcome series, or just highlighting more of your services. These are things that can be done in the welcome series, and then the newsletter is more of something you don't have to send out very often, maybe once a month. If you are having some type of special, like if you guys were doing something special with this, I know Super Bowl's coming up, and if you had TVs and you want to drive more traffic in on that day, whatever, it could be a specific type of strategy, but promoting that among your customers, that's a great way to, show more of who the brand is. Thank you series are essentially after they have a chance to like convert on the website. And then a win back is maybe someone hasn't been there for a while. This is where we start identifying what behaviors, what things can we kind of push someone into coming back to you and using your services more. So I kind of just went through all of them very quickly. Again, they might sound a little confusing, so um, ask any questions on that. But I know it's very small, but this is an example of one of the welcome series. It's just adding a lot of creatives and showing a lot more of who the company is, what the brand is. So again, offering something very similar with a creative aspect. People love creatives, people love things that are visual. So when you're doing your emails, it should also offer some type of visual content because it's going to really grab more of the customer's attention rather than, oh, this is just another email. So things to keep in mind when you're considering email marketing. Now, again, those thank you series or winbacks, this is an example with, after someone signed up, after they, for instance, bought one of their cards, not necessarily has to be enjoy 5% on us, but something like, oh, enjoy, XYZ, whatever your specific needs are that you feel would be a good way to bring more customers back to the site. Again, these types of strategies are really good if you have these types of calls to action on your site where people have to put an email, put a phone number, because this is how we bring more and more of those customers to understand those behaviors to then create that automation through those strategies and get them through the door. So these are just all different things to consider. It's really a top to bottom funnel, which I'm sure you may have heard that term before, but in this way, it's how do we get someone from that newsletter? How do we get someone from subscribing to them being a constant customer of you? Because when we want to think in the long run, essentially what that is going to do again is the fact that you will have more reviews and good reviews from that brand trust on your Google My Business. So if there are competitors in your area, that's a really good way to, kind of show how you're separate and different from them. So the way we do our strategies, just a little bit more into detail, is we really focus on those different types of email flows. We know that when someone clicks on the website, even if it comes from like, going through Google Maps or not coming directly from searching actively on Google for this, but if they come to your website, we know that they're not always going to convert. So the nice thing about emails is if we can start tracking time someone spends on the website, we can start seeing what caught their attention and how do we turn them into a repeat customer for you. So if you guys are doing anything with, an SEO strategy, Google Ads, those are acquiring new customers. Now, what we want to understand is, how long are they spending on the website? What pages are grabbing their attention? What services of yours are you trying to promote? And that all is going to allow for more of a specific strategy into email marketing and into the, the kind of um, verbiage and messages we're wanting to relay to your customers. So again, this I kind of said at the beginning, but email marketing does help with these other platforms. And the way it does help is, for instance, that click-through rate I mentioned. Click-through rate is how long someone is clicking through your website. And if you have a ton of pages, what's going to happen is from that email, it's going to cause what it's called a bounce rate, so people leaving your website, to decrease, which ultimately is going to increase how you're ranking on your SEO or PPC strategies. So, there's a ton of opportunities in it, just helping on a smaller level with just other channels you're using. So again, why is this so important? Email marketing is so important because it typically is something that is being so not utilized. And when you create more of these emails, when you engage with more of your customers, it's going to build more brand trust. And what that's going to do is help you in the long run with acquiring, better rankings on your Google My Business, more customers through the store, whatever your current needs are. Um, so yeah, the team that you would have, or in general, a team that you should have, is someone specifically focusing on those email marketing, like that relationship with you, relationship with our team, really understanding what your goals are, and then a specialist. So the two of them, what their goals are deep diving into each of those flows, understanding the behaviors of how people engage with your emails, and then essentially creating those optimizations through the emails and doing some A/B testing, just figuring out how to make these emails open, have a higher open rate and a higher click-through rate, to lead more customers to your laundry fronts. We also have the graphics team in place. It is something, if you guys are doing certain email marketing currently, I would definitely recommend starting to add a couple of just creative aspects into those emails, because it's going to separate you from a lot of other companies that do email marketing, because we love visuals as humans. So it's good to provide that while you're looking into the strategy. So typically with us, what we end up doing is we really like to think about a 6-month period when we're going through these strategies. What are your goals as a business? And these are always good things to consider when you're looking into marketing in general. Where do you want to be in 6 months? What times of year are coming, whether that be going into the summer, whether that be, more of the winter, but then how does that change the services that you have? Are some going to be more popular than others? Do you want to showcase others more? So when we go through our strategies, we really think about this of a month to month growth. And this is just, it's a lot of information, but just going through essentially that. How are we setting this up for you over that month to month? And what content are we writing for you? And so this is typically, again, how our packages work. We like to see, when we're working with clients, if they have a larger email list, the first thing we need to do is see how many of those emails are maybe no longer active, no longer, or they unsubscribe, just because we want to make sure the quality of your customer base is there. So very, very different on these two types of email marketing packages. It does vary off of where you guys are at currently, but if this is something that you guys would ever like to learn more about, if you would like me to take a look at your email lists or at the creatives that you've done, I am happy to set a time and go through that with you. Here's just some case studies and awards about us, but actually recently we did win the award from Google. We're one of their premier partners, but we did win the award for lead generation, which is a really big accomplishment because there's tons of Google Premier Partner companies out there, but Google does recognize us as, the best for lead generation, and we were also nominated in 2 other categories. So out of the 6 awards that they have, we were nominated for 3 of them. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me through the partnership page. My email's right here, and this is my direct line, and I am happy to assist you guys with, any marketing questions you may have. I know that this is probably something you don't usually hear about, so I can understand it being maybe a bit confusing, but happy to find a time and meet with anyone who's interested in learning more about it. But yeah, that's what I have for you all today.
Thank you, Maddie. So as I mentioned at the beginning, if you have a question related to marketing for Maddie, you can type it into that question box that, again, is part of your control panel. I'm not seeing any yet, so maybe as people are starting to formulate questions, do you want to talk a little bit more about the collaboration that we have and some of the additional services that you offer besides the email marketing?
Sure. Yeah. So we work we work with CLA on like the Google ads, the PPC strategies, which is really great with, someone who has a few different services, a few different pages built out, calls to actions on the site. We've noticed that having good success with our clients for, generating more leads through Google ads, and, it all of marketing kind of like builds off each other. So, um, yeah, that is one of the services that we work, like, you know, that's the first opener of how do we get these customers to you. And Google Ads is a really great way for that, because you're essentially putting your listings out there for anyone to see, and it's a pay per click. So people are going to see it and they're going to click and hopefully then convert. So we focus on those strategies specifically around how to get them to convert. And then
Um,
we've
Go ahead.
talked a little bit about paid social. I know that that's still, it's a case by case. Paid social is good for brand awareness. It wouldn't be the one way to acquire new customers, just because it's more of like the example of if you got a t-shirt at a game. That's not exactly how, it's more of that brand awareness, but it does play a role in, again, that trust and loyalty that your customers should have for you.
Great. So we do have one question now. If you, this person wants an explanation, I guess, a little more detail about what SEO is
Sure.
and how you can, I guess, improve your SEO.
Sure. So SEO is search engine optimization. So that is your organics. So basically, like your title tags, your description tags on your website, the keywords that are listed in the website. So what I've noticed, a lot of laundromat owners like to tie their SEO with their Google My Business. And so the way that customers, again, find you, engage on your site, Google likes to promote where there's a lot of traffic. So if your website has that content of I can also, is it okay if I just show
Sure.
something on okay. I know it's harder to see, so let me just use my company's website. So there's something called a title tag. So I don't think I'm sharing my screen anymore, which that wouldn't have gone well.
Here we go. Yep, now
I
I
would
can
have been
see
like, look at
it.
all this magical stuff and no one could see it. Okay. So a title tag, if you see as I hover over that, PPC Digital Marketing Search Engine Marketing Agency. So when someone's doing a search for anything related to Google Ads, search engine help, we want to be showing up based off that title tag. So that is like part of it, title tags of SEO. And then there's this other part that is called the description. So making sure that we are talking about who we are in here and the services that we cover. So SEO is focused on essentially bringing people to the website through those organic listings, so those searches on Google, by putting the best title tags and description tags to the for the site, for the services that you have. I know it's a very long-winded way of saying what SEO is. It's basically like the foundation of your website. So this is how you rank for more keywords organically. This is also a way to have your Google My Business rank higher, because we want to make sure that you're showing up essentially for search terms related to anything pertaining to the I would say whatever services you're covering. We want to make sure that we're focused on the different types of ways someone can be searching for this. I hope that makes sense, but if not, I can go a little bit more into detail.
No, that was good. We have another question. This is a good question. They're asking, what type of marketing strategies would you recommend for a small business? Anything different you might suggest? I'm assuming small business probably also means smaller budget.
Yeah. So I would say, doing SEO work is always, if it's a budget, I would say doing SEO work is the first thing, because SEO is, that's traffic you own versus Google Ads, which is more traffic like you're paying to get. So when you start figuring out and when you start your SEO, that's going to help bring people to the site, which is going to bring more foot traffic, hopefully, into the storefronts. And then once you start seeing more of that return coming through, that's when you can start dipping your toes into something like Google Ads or something like email marketing, because you want to make sure that, you're not just kind of going straight into it. You need to make sure that there's foundationally aspects there before you dive right in. But you want to make sure you can build more of your brand trust first. So SEO for sure would be the first thing I'd recommend, and then you can start going into Google Ads and then email marketing when you have enough people to make those lists, so you're not just re-engaging the same people each time.
Great. So our next question is, they want to know where they can find information on your company on our website. So I'm going to pull up a, let's see. There we go. So on the screen, right now, if you see at the bottom this page, coinlaundry.org, CLA Business Solutions, that's a list of all of the companies that we work with, and Logical Positions is one of the first ones on that page. So here I kind of summarize some of the services again that they can help you with, which is the pay-per-click digital marketing program. And I believe we have a few people, a few of our members who've already signed up for that. You talked a little bit about paid social media services, which may or may not be something you recommend. But I think the big thing and why we work with Logical Position, one, CLA, we use them for our own marketing. They help us with our campaigns. And they have a specialized consulting team that will help you, because a lot of this terminology or strategy may not be your expertise, but it is theirs. So, you would have Maddie or someone on their team that would, walk you through this. If you do have an existing account, they can give you some feedback on that. And then there is some preferential pricing because of the relationship that we have with them. So again, if you go to this website, it'll give you a little bit more. I'd say if you are really interested, contacting Maddie would probably be best. And I think your contact information is actually on the page that lists more information. And I believe you had it in your slide too.
Yeah,
So,
my email and my phone number, just in case.
yeah. So let me see. Oh, looks like we have another question. They're saying that their laundromats are self-serve, so grabbing email addresses seems hard. They tried to use Google and Facebook to drive people to the website, but unsure if it pulls people across. What are they missing? So if they're a self-serve, just in case, there's really no one there to collect that.
Mm-hmm.
So any advice for this owner?
Sure. So if it's, I would say first, if you're using like cards as just a way instead of like the coin way to pay for it, that's an easy way to get the emails. Is, again, I don't know if you're using the coin versus like a card, but that would be a way to get email marketing. What I would recommend is seeing if you currently have your Google Analytics set up. That is an easy way to know how people are essentially like if they're coming to the website, because if you start seeing like, oh, we had 50 people click on our ads or 50 people engaged today, and about 20 people came in, just seeing what that new versus returning customer looks like, that's a good way to indicate if, if the ads were working or if the marketing plan is working. But feel free to reach out to me and I can check in on that as well.
I think at one point too, you mentioned having like a form
Yes.
on, I don't know, that on your website. I mean, I
Mhm.
guess that would be a way to collect information if they're going to the website to find you.
Right. And if they do, again, if it's something like if there's you have to create a card for purchase, or even if you like print out something for a discount through the website, these are all things you can track. So there's different ways to approach it, even with it being a self-serve. But it's just seeing how it all works together through the analytics. I would say that's how you can have definitive data.
Well, I'd say most people like a discount, so they're willing to give their information to get the discount.
Everyone, it's funny the things we do for even free shipping online. Like everyone would rather pay more for another item versus pay like the flat $8 fee. I think it's so
I'm a
funny.
big offender of that. I think I would spend $15 to get, $5 shipping free.
Oh, absolutely. It's genius. It's funny. That's just us as humans, which I think it's a very funny thing to notice on a lot of businesses with what they do for free shipping. So
Yeah. All right. I think those are all the questions. Again, as I'm going to share a few additional resources and some upcoming events. As I'm doing that, if you still have a question, I'll check one more time. So again, I went over logical positions, just a few of our other business solutions. We work with a company called Atmosphere TV, and they are a streaming platform that could replace your cable. They have many channels. It's all videos, family friendly, and essentially it's free. There's a basic package, and they also have a pro package that typically is $50 a month, and that gives you access to some digital signage. So if you want to promote specials you're doing or promote community events, that also is free now through CLA. So again, going to this website will give you a little bit more information. And then one of the other marketing services that we offer, in addition to logical position, we work with a company called AMP, and they can help you create a website. Maddie talked a little bit about business listings on Google. They can help you with that, to set it up, to manage it, make sure it's up to date and current, because that does help with the rankings. They will help you plug in reviews to your website. So if you're getting some of those positive reviews from your customers. And then some of the additional features is if you do not have a Facebook business page, they can help you create that. They can send out a Google certified photographer to do Google Street View. One of their newest services is they will create videos or a video package for you. They have a couple different levels depending on what your needs are, but those can be posted on your website and your Google listing, included with emails if you are doing some sort of email marketing. And they do offer $100 off for CLA members. So several different marketing options. So lastly, I just wanted to share some upcoming programs that we're doing. So we do virtual programs every month. And for February, we are doing one on pickup and delivery, managing your fleet. So what we're trying to do this year is have virtual programs that coordinate with articles that ran in Planet Laundry magazine. So if you read your January issue, you'll see that there is an article on pickup and delivery, managing your fleet. So the virtual program will take a deeper dive into that topic with some of the people featured in that article. So for March, we're doing one on pricing for profit. So it'll be about pricing strategies. And again, that's coinciding with an article that will be coming out in the February issue of Planet Laundry. So those are virtual, but we also do face-to-face events. And we have a program called CLA Connect Live. These are events that we do locally. They're typically a 2-hour dinner event and offer you the opportunity to share some ideas, network with peers in your area while having dinner. So next week we have one in Burbank, California, and February, Orlando, and in March, Charlotte, North Carolina. We have the whole year planned out. So if you go look at our event calendar, which this link right here, it'll show you the locations for the entire year. All right, so it looks like we don't have any more questions. So again, for any of you who joined late, this program was recorded, so you will get an email within 24 hours that has the recording if you want to go back and listen to some of it. I want to thank Maddie for sharing some of her knowledge on email marketing, and certainly get in touch with her if you want to learn more about some of the services they offer or have any questions on today's content. So thank you, Maddie, and thanks to all of you for attending today's webinar. Have a great day.